Hey, Mark Rodriguez here, and you're watching the review Sanctum, or everything, and anything may be reviewed. And this is...
Super Chan, also known as Ninja Jupy. Call me Wendy. Hello guys, so ready for a little pizza fun?
Oh yeah, so we're gonna have some pizza because we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2, the movie, and this is opening night right now, and this is a movie that just has so many things that we really want to go into it. It's going to be full balls to the wall spoilers, so...
Yeah, I'm sorry, we don't have the gumption or the restraint to not have spoilers, so...
Yeah, this is a big one. So, again, warning, disclaimer, if you guys haven't seen the movie yet and everything,
and
come back after a week to watch it or something.
And also, because this is FNAF and it's just a movie series, we are going to be doing some, probably theorizing throughout.
Yeah, comparison and going to the lore and the dramatic changes and all that.
Yep.
Okay, so first off, the movie starts off a year after the first one, and there's lots of things, Michael's trying to adjust to regular life. Abby is, she misses the, Freddy and Chica and all that. She misses the pizzeria. She hasn't been there since the last movie. And Vanessa's having nightmares of her father and all this stuff because, of course, William Afton killing kids and everything, and she was unfortunately not willing accomplice and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But before the movie starts, we have a new thing now. We have another flashback to another pizza event, the other Freddy's Pizza. If you guys remember that FNAF 2 was actually a prequel to the first one, mm-hmm. which is kind of weird, these advanced toy animatronics or whatever. But yeah, so... in this
wireless system in 1982.
Yeah, I know. So in this pizzeria, it's like toy animatronics, and the way it's supposed to work is, I guess there's like a little platform that opens up, and the puppet's supposed to come out, and the puppet will direct the animatronics to sing and dance or whatever they do. And there's this one girl that we find out her name was Charlotte, is just sitting there in front, and she's watching because I guess to her, with her, I guess, lonely life or whatever, the puppet is all she has and everything. So...
and we do understand why she had that lonely life.
Yeah,
because Henry was always working.
Yeah, so she notices that Springtrap grabbed a kid, like, in the bag, and I'm thinking to myself, really, dude, during work hours in front of all the parents or whatever? But, so she goes to investigate.
Zoinks.
No one listens. She tells all the parents, the different parents, and then was like, yeah, whatever, talk to your own parents, or yeah, whatever, adults are talking, go away.
Oh, that was the other thing. She said, the adults are talking here, and like I said, I don't know if you grew up like we did, but, yeah, that's how it was. If the adults are talking, you're supposed to wait, or you say, excuse me, I have something to say, and then they will talk to you because it's disrespectful.
Yep.
But I don't know about you, and this kind of bugged me with those parents. This child is screaming saying, I need help, I need help, I need help. I think even by those standards that no parent would have ignored them.
Yeah.
These adults were just...
assholes.
Thank you.
Yeah. But anyways, she tries to help the kid, and she actually does save the kid from Afton. I guess it was knocked out or something, but not quite dead or whatever. But anyways, as she's trying to run, she shows up in the stage like you guys seen in the trailer. But at this point, she already got stabbed, so she basically screams for help and then drops dead and everything. And despite the fact that she has fucking stab wounds, the cover up is accident, tragic stuff. Well, she was in a restricted area. I don't know. It's she tripped and fell over a couple of knives or something.
There were 3 stab wounds in her back.
Yeah, and all that. And of course that shut everything down, and we get more into the movie proper and stuff. And there's talk about an upcoming Fast Fest that's happening around that general time and stuff.
Something else from the games, Fast Fest. So.
Yeah. And yeah, so basically there's little things here and there. Oh yeah, we get a group of paranormal investigators, like ghost hunters and all those. I don't even know if they're still airing or not. And they get called in by someone named Mike, but when they show up, they find out, oh, actually it's Michael, which of course makes the audience kind of, Mm-hmm. So they go there, they check out the first pizza, because apparently people don't remember that one as much as the other Freddy's, the more, the one from the first game.
The franchise, because the other one got shut down after Charlotte got killed.
Yeah, so a lot of people always say whoa, this is a different Freddy's one, this is not the one I know, because they don't, I guess that one wasn't that popular or whatever. So anyways, they go there, and they see the toy animatronics are put away, but they do activate, and they go after them and stuff one by one. But the more important part is that the main girl that leads the group, I forgot what her name was, the regular girl, before she got, she keeps hearing the famous music box theme from, the puppet, and she goes to the actual box and everything, and when she finds the music box and turns it off, the puppet comes out, but not just comes out and not just.
Now, Mark, you're supposed to ask our audience members. So, what happens when you stop the music box?
Yep.
Or you don't wind it in time? You get attacked by it.
But in this case, for something different, rather than just kill her, she possesses her. And it was creepy as fuck because now it's like this demonic, half human, half puppet version of the girl.
So then after that...
And on top of that, the security guard's super creepy.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's all like, welcome back, Charlotte.
So that's a different term of Michael Afton's character, because if you know the lore, the convoluted lore of these game series now, you know, Michael Afton is trying to stop his father from all the stuff that he did, or trying to like right those wrongs because of what happened to, especially after what happened to his younger brother with the bite of 1983 at that Fazbear location, you know, so yeah, there is that. But as the series goes on, okay.
Well, another thing also is, that's the biggest change here of this movie. And even though everyone that knows FNAF knows, he didn't say his full name, but it's like, you know, oh, this guy Mike called it. Actually, it's Michael. Everyone already kind of knows.
I was like, oh, Michael Afton.
But the big thing is that compared to the games where we later find out, I guess, the 10,000 theories and books and all this bullshit, because, you know, in FNAF, a lot of stuff is not, like, explicitly stated. It's all, like, theories and books, and you gotta do the coloring, you gotta put the tiles in the wall, all that garbage. So in the games, Michael Afton works in most of the Freddy locations, and he put a fake name, Michael Schmidt, so he wouldn't be recognized or whatever. And this movie now with this is happening, they actually made Schmidt and Michael Afton two different characters, and that explains why in the first movie, you know, it was a different thing because Mike Schmidt went to work for Freddy's. Obviously, Afton didn't recognize him, like, hey, what's my son doing here? You know, that kind of thing. So he's a completely different character. So now in the movie lore, we're gonna have Mike Schmidt as the one guy, and we're gonna have Michael Afton as a separate character. And another thing too is that this one is like fucked up and evil. So it's not like trying to stop his father, it's trying to continue the father's legacy and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so anyways, what we find out is that the animatronics they got some kind of like parameter system or something in place that prevents them from getting out of the pizzeria, so they can't do anything.
So we get into security breach.
Yes, so we get into Abby, because the thing is, the original animatronics in the first movie, I guess their spirits moved on. So, you know, Mike has not been taking Abby to see Freddy's because he didn't know how to break it to her and stuff, but when he finally does take her, they're just regular, you know, turned off animatronics, their souls are gone and all that. And so they found like...
They got the good ending.
Yeah, they found this Faz, you know, kind of like a walkie-talkie, basically a big-ass walkie-talkie with a Fazbear thing on it and everything. And what happened is that in this particular movie, I guess Charlotte is the one in charge of everything. Charlotte is the puppet's in charge of everything.
Which does kind of make sense because remember, what is the puppet's job? To direct the other animatronics. That was its purpose when it, its main function. So, and there's always been the theory that the puppet was controlling the other animatronics even way before this. So yeah, it's interesting that they kind of got that in there.
Yeah. So So basically speaking, the only one that's really haunted in this movie is Charlotte with the puppet. And at the same time, she starts to kind of bond with a human to move around. That's why she's possessing basically the girl, the ghost hunter girl or whatever. Which kind of weird. I don't know what happened to her later in the movie. But anyways, yeah, so she's basically with a wireless signal, despite the fact that these guys were all made in 1982 or something, but they have a wireless signal, she can control all the toy animatronics. And yes, before anyone reminds me, we do know that Megan Fox voices Toy Chica and Matt Pat voices Bonnie. And to give the credit, I do like that he did an actual Bonnie voice and not just like, oh, it's Matt Pat's voice, you know, that kind of thing.
I would think he probably doing a voice and they just pitched him up or something.
Yeah, but it's still like a voice. It's not just Matt Pat's voice, is what I'm trying to say. So
but I still think it would have been funny if he would have said, oh, never mind, I'll get into Charlotte's thing later.
And the voice of Freddy, of Toy Freddy, because they're all, the voice of Freddy is, like the voice of the guy, I forgot his name, but he's the guy who actually voices Funtime Freddy in the actual games, like Sister Location and stuff like that. And yeah, that's the thing, because the toy animatronic stuff, that's like what we, like a game kind of thing that we call them to tell them apart. But in the actual, I guess in the FNAF world, they're always just called Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. So what's a clever line? There was a part where some characters said, "You almost look like toys." So they kind of reference that. But I think in universe they were never really called the toy animatronics. We just call them that to separate them and all that. But anyways, what was the thing? So that was the plan. They needed Abby. They tricked Abby into thinking with the walkie-talkie, thinking that it is the original Bonnie and Chica and all that. She's so attached to Chica in this movie, and they trick her to go there. And
and the little speak and spell thing or whatever thing that Abby had, it was nice because it was talking in the voice like you hear like in the mini games for like FNAF 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's like SAVETHEM, save them. He didn't do that, but just that that little robotic voice coming through to get the help because they said that they did need help. So that brought Abby there. So it was still a nice reference to that with those mini games. Mm-hmm. And of course, you can't.
Yes.
I'm surprised no one said that.
Yeah.
At some point,
So anyways, what happened is that Vanessa went back to the original Freddy place, the first one based on the second game or whatever, and she tried to reason with Charlotte because back when they were kids, she was a kid there. She was kind of sort of like, I guess, Charlotte's
she was her best friend.
Yeah. And she was trying to talk to her, but the puppet grabbed her, was strangling her and stuff, because I guess Vanessa's the only one that knows like the lockout code or whatever. So she was threatening her and also threatening Abby, and that because they wanted to use Abby to type in the password and stuff, so they used Vanessa to tell the password, and once Abby types it in, now the animatronics can actually leave the building and do stuff. And it turns out that the evil plan, because I guess Apton's already dead anyway during this time, is that Charlotte wants revenge on all the parents that ignored her back then when she was trying to warn them to just let her die. So like Wendy was saying, almost like Nightmare on Elm Street, you want revenge on the parents.
Yeah, and by just use their children to do it. Mm-hmm. But the thing I found crazy about this, and also too, she wasn't like, it's sort of like the animatronics with the security guard situation. Mm-hmm. They don't care who the security guard is, even if it wasn't, Afton or whatever, mm-hmm. they would still attack this, security guard because in their mind, hey, security guard, he was bad or whatever, and they go after him. In this case, with Charlotte, she's going after anyone that is a parent, regardless if they had anything to do with the original situation or not, or even if they were even there.
Yeah.
Because that's the impression I get, is like, oh, you're a parent, coming for you. Yeah.
So these guys are all over the neighborhood, busting into different people's houses,
mm-hmm.
trying to kill parents and stuff like that. And
then there's this one part with Toy Bonnie, and I was like, he was talking, because he got in, he was talking to the little girl, they're having a good conversation, and I think it would have been hilarious in the Toy Bonnie voice if Toy Bonnie would have said something like, hey, would you like to hear a theory about how bad parents are and how they all need to go away? Or something. I just think that would have been a little funny addition,
Yes.
Okay.
And we also have Wayne Knight as the science teacher that doesn't want Abby to enter this science fair type thing. So he's kind of an asshole, singling her out and everything. And apparently Abby made a very accurate Chica, their classic Chica, like little classic toy thing, robot. And he's like, doesn't want her there. He just drops it and it breaks. Oh, I'm sorry. I dropped it by mistake. All that kind of stuff. So he's kind of an asshole.
So then Abby ends up leaving and going back to the original location to, talk to those animatronics. They already lured her there once, and then because of them, that's how she was able to make the little figure and stuff. So what she did was she told Chica them, what to do, and then that brings up what Mark was saying about how she did the thing by, got through the security system, put down the perimeter so that they can all leave. Mm-hmm. So she said you want to take Chica, and Chica offered that I can be your science project or your for the science fair. And she said, but how am I going to get there? So they had to call a cab.
Yep, and that, I don't know his name, I'm sorry, but the same YouTuber from the first movie is in the second movie. And he's like, oh man, not you again.
And he said, then he turned and mirror, his rear view, and you see Chica. And it's like when she like in FNAF 2, and Toy Chica doesn't have her beak and she has the dark eyes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, oh, I gotta get a new job.
Yeah. Oh, you dropped your beak. Oh, I'm sorry, and all that. But that was a good reference to that.
Yeah. So then they go back to the science fair, and then Abby has Chica. Everyone's so cool about it. Her teacher comes out, Wayne Knight, and he's looking at it. She still put her down, and he berated her in front of everyone and said, like, this is a disgrace and all this other stuff. He's saying that you put someone in a suit and passing this off as your original work and blah, 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 this and that. And say you're a disgrace to the school and our class and all that kind of stuff. So that Chica so she was a little upset, and Chica said, I would like to talk to him. I want to see what's inside his head. So she went to, check that out to see what was inside his head.
Yep.
Now here's my question to you, Mark. Which is worse? Wayne Knight's situation in Jurassic Park or Wayne Knight's situation with dealing with Chica?
I think he suffered more with Toy Chica.
More than likely.
The dinosaur just gobbled him up right away. But with Toy Chica,
he screamed for a while he was being chewed on. No, but yeah, that's what happened with that one, so.
No, man.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, so basically Vanessa and Mike split up. Vanessa was to go find Abby, but also like warn all the parents and stuff, and Mike stayed behind to check the computers and stuff and tried to cut off the wireless signal that existed in the 80s and whatever. And and also too, when Michael figured that Abby was probably the original location, so he went in there and you see all of the withered animatronics like in like a storage room. And I love how Vanessa explained them. It was saying like, oh yeah, we just keep them in there for parts and all that stuff, which is a thing, and then also from the games. Yeah. So and that was a good way too to explain that how the wizards exist alongside the classic ones. So whenever you're trying to like disconnect Chica's signal, Chica activates the others, the wizards, to start moving around. And it's kind of cool, to do the thing. Where's the door? There are no doors. Let me there are no doors.
You have the whole setup. And the thing is funny because Mike had to use the flashlight. He was using the flashlight. He thinks someone's coming. And then I was like, gee, I wonder if Balloon Boy will be underneath the desk or something.
He was.
Yeah, they kind of did that. But I love how Mike reacted to Balloon Boy because I think he understands our frustrations with Balloon Boy. He went and ripped his head off and threw it. And also, they used the mask like in FNAF 2.
Oh, and then of course, Freddy, Withered Freddy, did the same, like reaching out for his clothes and everything. And he froze up when he saw the mask and everything. And then Chica also came in, and Bonnie was coming in from the vent.
The vent, like, oh my god, that was like.
And then just like the games, because Fox is a bit more damaged than the others, like the others would scan him and see the mask and be, oh, animatronic, okay, I'm out of here. Foxy, it would be damaged, so you couldn't detect that, so the mask wouldn't work on him, just like in the games. So I just love that all that reference and everything. And yeah, so basically Mike does succeed in the last minute and all that stuff they always do to shut off the signal and everything. But unfortunately, the puppet now possesses Abby, and she redirects the signal.
And the way that the marionette got out was she was inside of Toy Chica's suit or whatever. And then after everyone got shut down, then she broke out and possessed Abby as Charlotte has controls the other animatronics because that's how strong her rage and attachment is. Yeah. They all had to turn back on.
And they all start heading to the house too, at Michael Smith's house.
Yeah. So then, Vanessa and them, they all end up there. They try to, deal with the animatronic. Oh, but before Mike did, he went back to the other location from the first movie, and he was asking all the animatronics, can y'all help Abby? Abby really needs your help, please. Help, help, help. And...
Yep, so in the end, when everyone is surrounded, not just by the toy animatronics, but also by Michael Afton, which of course is where he finally says he's quoting Michael Afton, and the whole crowd went, oh, you know, because we had like a bunch of kids there, and everybody's flipping out. Like the first movie, sort of. Every time there was a big reference or this or that, everybody was flipping out and everything, and hooting and hollering. And like I said, it does add to the experience. It is more fun. I think, yeah, everyone in the movie theater was a big FNAF fan, so they really
see everybody dressed up. We saw some Bonnie, we saw Vanessa.
Oh yeah, there was someone dressed up as security guard.
I saw someone that had like straight socks with the same pattern as the puppet. It was like,
yeah, it was fun. And yeah, so anyways, when all themed like lost and everything, and you know, the bird tries to talk. Michael tries to talk Vanessa to joining them and everything, and she's of course not going to be a part of that. She's like, okay, we'll kill them all, and I'm trying to get ready. The OGs come back and start ripping apart the animatronics and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's cool. We get to see the classics. I was thinking about how they're going to appear. I was thinking, well, they probably won't be in this movie, maybe just flashbacks or something. But no, they were in the movie at the end. But unfortunately, their time is short. I think in this case, because the spirits already have, you know, they resolved their unfinished business. And also, the animatronics were also not designed to be outside and not at their pizzeria.
Yeah.
So they all start shutting down. But now there's an ominous warning because the one that was in Golden Freddy, well, I guess Freddy, I don't know, because Golden Freddy wasn't there. But one of the kids from the spirits.
See, I would assume maybe he was like, well, he's the leader of them, so I'm going to assume he's the Golden Freddy.
Yeah, but anyways, he is warning that they can't stay in those bodies forever. They're going to move on. But we've been keeping him down, you know what I mean? And now that we're gone, we can't keep him down much longer. And Michael,
mm-hmm.
you know, yeah, Mike is like, well, who are you talking about and all that?
But he couldn't get an answer because his time was limited.
Yeah, all the kids are gone.
Mm-hmm.
So everything ends semi good because what happens is that when Vanessa's trying to whatever, no, hey, yo, stay away. Stories are
He doesn't want to deal with her anymore. He doesn't want to be around her anymore. He rejects her.
Yeah. But unfortunately, while she's alone being rejected, the puppet now took her over.
So now we're wondering if this is going to lead to like a whole Vanny type thing.
Yeah, you gotta see what's going on there. And then the theater just blew up and it became like almost like karaoke because the ending credit was, I think it's been so long, I think it's the title, it's been so long for the Living Tombstone, and everyone just sung along. I tried, I wish I remember the words, it's been so long since I've heard that song. But everyone sang along. That was awesome. That's the kind of thing you just have to get at the theater. You don't have to experience just watching at home. And then there's post-credit scenes, and it shows that it's similar to like the storyline of FNAF 3, where there's people. Yep, where they're like glued into place because they want to get costumes and props, you know, whatever they could find because they plan to open a horror attraction soon. And of course, it's like, whoa, I found one. A real one. I think y'all know who we're referring to for the next movie and everything. So overall, my thoughts, I love the movie. It was pretty cool. Way more amped up. Once the movie starts, because of course you always have that beginning stuff that kind of explains who the characters are now and all that junk. But once it actually starts up, it does get more suspenseful. There's more action. There's way more animatronics to deal with. There's more action scenes with them attacking people.
Oh my God, it's like 2020 night or something, right?
Oh God, yep. And yeah, it's just more intense. And also more jump scares. It's also just creepier because, I'm sorry, the puppet possessing people, like how the people look like when they're possessed by the puppet, it just looks like some...
the tears.
Yeah, it just looks like some weird demonic thing you would see on either the modern day It movie or like one of those, what was the movie called? The Conjuring. That looks creepy as fuck. The effect of the humans possessed by the puppet and everything. And even Abby possessed by the puppet.
Oh yeah, I think that was the creepiest when the marionette took over Abby.
Yeah, and everything. So it did add more of a creep factor compared to the first movie and everything. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the movie. And like all the references, like I said, it was a very bold move to make Afton and Schmidt into two different characters.
And I guess it kind of works because I don't see how they could do that in a medium like in a movie medium to keep it interesting, because you still need a human character in there. But if it's just the solo character, it wouldn't have fully worked if you would have. Followed that completely. But one thing I'm happy about is that they didn't mention anything about remnants.
Yeah, none of that.
I'd rather just stick with the whole supernatural thing that the spirits didn't move on and they're trapped in the suits.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I do want to add also is I like that Michael's a kind of realistic. Well, Mike Schmidt is a. I guess now I got to separate between Mike and Michael, right? Mike is kind of a like more realistic character because all he cares about more is moving on and taking care of Abby and stuff like that. He's not like a selfless person and oh no, there's evil animatronics out there. We must stop them and that kind of junk. He has like his own life and everything. And in this case, he really wanted to like get away from all that stuff, but he had no choice because of Abby. So I'm thinking that if the third movie does go into Fazbear Frights, there needs to be some kind of hook, something that either Abby's in trouble or maybe Vanessa's still possessed, and that maybe Abby talks him into, but we gotta help her. She's helped us before, that kind of junk. Some kind of thing to get in there. Because I know that based on his character, just the fact that, there's a Fazbear Frights opening up, there's an animatronic in there, gotta stop him. Like, he's not that selfless person. But it's realistic, though.
Yeah, so like I said, he rejected Vanessa, and then Vanessa's possessed, and I'm just wondering if she's going to go after him or something later on. Mm-hmm. But ignoring that little part, the only thing I see that will actually drag Mike into anything dealing with the FNAF, with anything involving Fazbear Fright or FNAF 3, Henry actually, because we do meet Henry in the movie, and Mike meets Henry, and Henry tells him a story about how he figured that after the murders of the other 5 children, how he figured that, okay, now my daughter was definitely murdered, there's just no way, and that guy did it, he knows Afton did it, and stuff like that. And also, too, the music box, so that plays a role because Charlotte would listen to a music box, listen to the music from a music box, and it would help her sleep, Henry would say. So that's probably why the music box works with the puppet. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, Charlotte was a big fan of the marionette too. So she really liked the puppet. Ooh, so that's why Afton doesn't like it. But anyway, ignore all that stuff. Henry at the end sends a message to Mike, mm-hmm. and telling him I was Afton's business partner. We worked together and a bunch of other stuff. He said, I just want you to get this information because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be around. And then we hear stuff going on in the background, and then he's mm-hmm. something got him. And I was saying, what if it was Vanessa? Yeah.
So right now, that's my theory for a third movie. It'll probably be like the Fazbear Fright stuff, but they might mix in Vanessa, and she might be Vanny to kind of go along with it maybe. And Michael Afton's still out there, so he might come back as well. And on top of that, the movie during the flashbacks, they did show Circus Baby being built, so she mm-hmm. may be reactivated now or something. So we don't know. So these guys got some kind of purpose, which I think their purpose is just to go around killing people and stuff like that. But that is another thing you might go into. Because the movie has a lot of stuff. There's lots of, because that's the thing. The only parts where Matthew Willard shows up isn't flashbacks and stuff. But he keeps saying like you're my daughter, I own you, we have a purpose and all that kind of stuff. And now Michael's saying the same thing, like, hey, you're one of us, you have a purpose. So maybe the third movie might elaborate more on what the purpose is and stuff like that.
Do you think they'll bring in the scooper?
Oh,
that's a FNAF 4 thing with Michael Afton? I mean, I don't know. It's just like, because there's just so many little parts you can get through with the series. Yeah. I mean, the fact with the original location, they have the ball pit, and we all know what the ball pit means.
No time travel.
Yeah, no time travel. But yeah, I don't know. I love how they managed to incorporate all these little things and make it coherent.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this movie. I really did. I mean, it kept me on your toes. It kept me entertained the whole time. There were quite a few things going on. I just, I don't even know where to start. I mean, I had so many mixed feelings with this movie. Mm-hmm. Like, so many things, like, what can we talk about? What theories do we have? But yeah, I like the theory that in FNAF, the third movie, I think it's going to be a situation where Mike gets that tape or whatever from Henry, mm-hmm. and that's going to draw him into all of this. Yeah. And maybe there's something at the end where they might have to get Vanessa back. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a main plot point as well.
Yeah, like I said, Abby's going to probably talk him into it because he on his own will probably be like, you're sick, you're fucked up, get away from, whatever, I don't know. and everything.
Oh, I like the beginning where Vanessa and Mike were on that date.
Yep.
He said it's not a date. He said, "Oh gosh, this is a date." Yeah, you don't take meet a female friend at that style of a restaurant and it not be a date.
Yeah. Exactly.
When you have to wear semi nice clothes, that is not. I mean, seriously, that's a date, man. And the fact that Mike rejected Vanessa, even though Vanessa was willing to stay there and get killed with him and Abbott. He rejected her, but realistically, I can kind of see it, especially after saying, "You didn't tell me I'm your brother." Oh yeah, that's right. You also say like in the flashbacks we never.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I know he did it because, like, on one side I kind of understand because you don't want to spoil the big reveal because that was the thing. It's like even though the first part was kind of a clue, but any FNAF fan would know. It wasn't until the end where he flat out said, "Yeah, Michael Afton." That's like whatever, but the thing is that in the flashbacks, though, it looks, the flashbacks of Vanessa's childhood, I should elaborate, it just kind of sounds, it looks like she's an only child. Like, there's no mention of Michael anywhere, and, he keeps saying, like I own you, you're my, you'll always be mine, you have a purpose, but he doesn't say, just like your brother or something.
Oh, but I just thought of something else. Michael did, in her dreams, her nightmares, or whatever, her what's her name did say that she was his favorite.
Oh.
What if Michael has resentment towards Vanessa in general because he was favored?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, he did say that. I thought it was his favorite, and whatever. So I guess that would be a hint. That
so
favorite,
and then
like,
maybe
sibling.
that's why Michael Afton is doing Michael is doing all this nonsense because he's still trying to get his father's approval despite him being dead. And continue his legacy.
Now the question is, since they already introduced Circus Baby, are they gonna go with the whole story with I think it was Emily? No, it wasn't Emily, was it?
I think so. He got scooped.
Yeah, I think the kid name was Emily. It's been so long, guys. I'm sorry. I'm behind all of FNAF.
Afton's daughter.
Yeah, Afton's daughter got scooped and everything. Because the thing is, I want to say Emily, but in the books, Charlotte's last name is Emily. Her name is Charlotte Emily. Like,
it's called it him thinking nothing.
Yeah. But anyways, whatever. Oh, Elizabeth. That was it. Elizabeth Afton. Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to go with Elizabeth getting scooped or whatever. Because then again, it's like, how many kids does fucking Afton have?
He's only supposed to have 3.
Well, yeah, I know that. But it's like the first movie introduces Vanessa. The second movie introduces Michael. Now the third one's going to introduce that he had, Elizabeth. And it's like all these flashbacks. Where was Elizabeth during these flashbacks? Was she already scooped?
And also the other thing too, we don't have the FNAF 4 kid, which is Afton's other kid.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, but it is like they are grabbing lots of different parts of lore enough that it's entertaining. That if you follow the lore, you'll be like, there's that scene, ooh, there's reference to that. But at the same time, there's like new stuff too, so it's not so predictable, and there are still surprises and twists and turns and everything. And again, the movies. For people watching the movies to get more clues or whatever, it is very separate because, like I said, that is the biggest change so far, that Michael Afton and Mike Smith are 2 different characters, while the games have been trying to establish they're the same person all along. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's kind of pick and choose of how the things worked and everything. But I do want to see, because I'm assuming these theory videos, they're going to grab whatever stuff from the movies and like throw them in there somehow.
Or like trying to predict what the next movie is going to be about.
It's like, what a time for MatPat to retire, you know what I mean? Now, MatPat voiced Toy Bonnie, but what surprises me is that Dawko had no scene or cameo. In the first one, he at least had a cameo on like a picture of like Employee of the Month or so. But he didn't have any cameos in this one, even though he was invited backstage. He had the behind-the-scenes shots and stuff like that. But, hey, I don't know. And of course, the biggest thing is that where's Markiplier? People really want Markiplier somewhere in there.
Yes.
I guess maybe
in all honesty, I would have never even known about FNAF if it wasn't for MatPat with his very first theory, which made me look it up, and I watched Mark's videos.
Yeah.
If it weren't for those two, I never would have even thought of anything with FNAF.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, I think it kind of wraps up for this one before we go into like 10,000 more tangents and everything. And
well, I got a couple things to say.
Okay.
Mike should not reject Vanessa.
Yep. And
I'm saying he should not have rejected her because seriously, he had no other women knocking on his door. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so Mike's like big stoked. Don't get no holes.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have, and also too, Megan Fox's Chica, it wasn't so bad. Which is sad because that means she's a better actress when she's not actually on screen.
Yeah, I completely forgot that it was her. And she did a good job, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. But anyways,
one day she learned how to actually act.
Okay, you. But anyways, yeah, wraps up this episode of the Review Sanctum, where everything and anything we get reviewed. And yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a pretty good movie, pretty awesome. I liked it.
But Mark, I forgot I had one more question for you.
What?
Since the flashback takes place in 1982, what were you doing in 1982?
Oh God, I don't know. Probably watching He-Man or whatever was on that time. I don't know. That's like forever ago. But I know I wasn't going to a pizzeria with fucking robot animatronics that have, databases and Wi-Fi signals. And...
Yeah, I would have been too young for that. I was probably like watching the Smurfs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was a big Smurfs fan.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, catch you later.
Alright, see you guys, and make sure you keep your music box running, because you don't know who's going to come up behind you and just, grab you.
Yeah, keep the music box running.
My God, just the fact that the music box stopped and he let him do like having the jump scare like it does in the game when you let the music box stop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's just so many references. I love it. They really took their time and their care, and you can tell they actually like what they're doing, and I guess because Scott's involved in the project.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I'm sorry guys. No more tangents. Have a good evening.
Okay, just the last tangent before I end the video. I do want to say, I know, but there's so many things. I know that in the first movie, they were trying to find out, how to go about the movie. There was, so many different drafts, so many different versions. I know one of them was supposed to be, because that's the thing about the movie, you need to follow some human characters, and it can't just be acted on his own, you need someone. And so before I decided on this final draft, one of the multiple drafts was maybe a movie about ghost hunter type characters that somehow get mixed up into it. So I like this one because this kind of thing, I guess it's kind of a nod to that, so that was a clever nod to it. The original ideas, and of course it gets the story going. But anyways, on that note, now we're good, guys.
We're good, and this movie takes place in 2002.
Oh, cool! I didn't catch the year part. But anyways, yeah. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.